A while back, a Canadian singer-songwriter once asked in song, "Why you gotta go and make things so complicated?" If you know who that was, leave us a comment below. And that's what I look at with this plan. This is the plan that's the county unveiled yesterday that shows what's going to happen on May 1st. It's very complicated. This might be a very complex video that I'm going to try to break down in ways that I've tried about 7 times already, and I've already spent an hour trying to film this video. It's complicated. We're going to talk about buffets, indoor dining limits, nightclubs and day clubs, social distancing rules and regulations, capacity limits on buildings, concerts, DJs, sporting events, you name it, we're talking about it right here. And it's all dependent on a few different things. 2 different numbers, as a matter of fact, 50% and 60%, and we'll get to that in a moment. But if you're interested in coming here or you live here and you just need a breakdown, you're in the right place. How's it going, everybody? My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. If you like videos like this, we do analysis videos like this, talk about the news like this. We also do short films on the city. We also go on live stream. I'll be on Fremont Street on Friday night and on the Strip on Saturday night. The Strip will be from 10 o'clock until 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys come and say hello to me to keep me sane during that long stream time I have up ahead for me. But hit the bell, get the future notifications. If you guys want to support us further, Patreon and channel memberships, just click on the show more button or the first comment of this video. You get your name in the credits, extra content I don't post anywhere else. And if you really, really want to support the channel, I'm wearing my Golden Knights Hockey Fights Cancer sweater, and I also have this face mask from VegasFaceMasks.com called Call the Wild. See how they color coordinate. Now, you're not going to hear me talk about face masks in this video because those aren't going anywhere in Southern Nevada, at least for, I think, till the end of the year, if not more. So order some masks from VegasFaceMask.com, no S at the end. You notice that they go around the back of my head, not my ears. My wife makes them all by hand. All I do is drop them off at the mailbox or at the post office to make sure that you guys get them. But they're all made in America, free shipping anywhere in the United States, ships overseas for a fee, but it's a small fee. You guys are going to love them. VegasFaceMask.com. That's the commercial for the video. That's the sponsor. All right, so yeah, May 1st. Let's get us up to speed here for a minute, okay? The governor a few months ago said that if we play nice and the COVID doesn't spread, and if we're good at, stopping the spread, May 1st, we're going to be giving back all of the control to the local jurisdictions, meaning that Southern Nevada can call its own shots. A lot of people predicted, myself included, that we go to 100% capacity, but that being said, that's not what's happening. Yeah, they're dangling the carrot on the stick in front of us like the old mule to get them to walk, faster and get them to move, because they really are pushing to get people vaccinated. Now, first of all, what this video isn't. This video isn't an opinion if you should get vaccinated if you live here. It's your body, it's your choice. Do what you think is best for you. But this makes a lot of sense what they're doing from this perspective. They're telling people, hey, you know what? If you're going to have 44 million people potentially come into the city, you better make sure that the city in the local area is up to the point where we're not going to have an explosion in cases. And that means herd immunity, which is a combination of people getting vaccinated and people already having the virus. Makes sense from that perspective. Moving on, let's talk about May 1st, because it's not 100%. We're not going to 100%, and we're not getting rid of social distancing down here either. That's another thing they said would happen on May 1st, but not in this area. Yeah, the state might get rid of it, but we still have it here. So May 1st, you'll have 80% capacity, and you're going to also have a 3 feet social distancing rule. Now, that doesn't have to be that way, they're telling us. No. All you have to do is go ahead and get your vaccine. And if 60% of all the people in Southern Nevada that are residents have at least one stage of the vaccine, then if not both, then we're going to get to where it's 100% capacity. There's no more social distancing. You're still going to have to wear the masks, but you're going to have more freedoms. That's what they're telling everybody. Right now, as it stands, about 44% of everybody in the state have some level of vaccination, be it a first shot, a complete set of 2, or the Johnson & Johnson single shot. So we have to move that needle an extra 16 percentage points up to 60% to get our reward, so to speak. If the rate goes to 60%, 100% capacity, and no social distancing will occur. Now remember, when I talk about this stuff, this isn't pertaining to casinos. The casinos fall under the Nevada Gaming Commission. That's their deal. This is a different deal. This is talking about bars, restaurants, entertainment venues, and everything else. So let's start with with events and gatherings, shall we? Okay. These are approved by the Department of Business and Industry. The Department of Business and Industry, and they're saying that events and gatherings with more than 250 people, they can go on. They have to submit their safety preparedness records and plans, and they'd be allowed to operate at 80 to 100% capacity if approved. So if you had an event with 10,000 people coming in, you might get 8,000 to 10,000 people. You just have to submit it. Under 250 people, you don't have to submit a plan anymore. Go hog wild with that small wedding or that little family reunion and have fun. But they could submit plans if they already have a plan submitted. So let's say you wanted 10,000 people to come in, but you only booked out for 5, and that's a plan you got approved for. You can always resubmit it now and maybe up the ante and the attendance in that plan. Okay, good. Now, if 50% of the people are vaccinated, that's a good thing, right? We move from 44% to 50%. That's realistic, but do that by May 1st. We could allow events with less than 20,000 attendees to operate at 80% capacity and 3 feet social distancing if they are outdoors or well ventilated. But if 50% has been vaccinated, the plans can require, if your plans for your event can require proof of vaccines, at least one vaccine, more than 14 days before the event. So it doesn't mean that a person has an event on Tuesday and gets a jab on a Monday, or they can provide a negative PCR test 24 to 48 hours prior. The event can operate at 100% capacity. Oh, that's a good thing, right? Right? But that can be a double-edged sword. A lot of people are concerned about things like COVID vaccine passports, and we don't want to have that in our life. A lot of us don't want to be tracked that much. Are you okay with COVID passports to live your life? Is that something that you would adhere to? Let us know in the comments below. There's no wrong answer, just opinions, but play nice in those comments. Okay. So yeah, so if we can provide some kind of proof that you are not sick and you have your PCR test, which doesn't mean anything, by the way. Those tests can be very, very inaccurate, or you have at least 1 dose of the vaccine, we could operate that event at 100% capacity. Now, until vaccines reach 50% capacity, all concerts and DJ events must have assigned seating. This is likely the reason why the EDC cannot go on in May, because they're not going to get to 60% in the local area by May, it seems, and they're not going to have a seated event. So all concerts or DJ events must have assigned seating. For example, Dave Chappelle is going to have a show July 2nd. I would love to go to the show. We'll try to pick up tickets. It'd be cool. That's an assigned seating event. So it looks like we could, have a situation where 80% is possible, maybe even 100% is possible under what I just said to you. And conventions, thankfully, can have general admission. That's a good thing. So the World of Concrete Expo shouldn't have a problem going on. General admission, 100% capacity, that's great. But this will increase after 60% is vaccinated, and then more as the vaccination scale increases. So right again, we're at 44%. We get to 60, 70, 80. It looks like it's going to keep pace, and we can get back to normal that way. The big question here, though, is that whether or not we're actually going to get to that point, because not everybody wants to get vaccinated. The needle is moving. If you would have asked people last, say, June or July, if they're going to get a COVID vaccine, most people said no. They said, no way, Jose, I'm never doing that. Now it's more people saying yes, but there's still a lot of people that don't want to get them because they've either already had it or they're worried about the health problems. And again, that's up to you. But what if this doesn't get up to 60%? That's the question I have. Come June 1st, since we are controlling our own destiny, making our own rules, the rest of the state goes to 100%. Does that mean we lose out to places like Reno that can also hold large-scale events? I hope that's not the case. But anyways, let's talk about some other changes right now because you guys have wanted to know about these. Buffets. Buffets can come back. Yay, buffets. Buffets can finally come back. We're looking at adult entertainment venues. This will be like gentlemen's clubs. This one's kind of weird and complicated. Entertainers must stay 3 feet away from patrons as long as the entertainer has at least 1 vaccine dose at least 14 days before they're at work. So if you had a vaccine 3 weeks ago, you can go to work, but you have to stay 3 feet away from everybody unless we have that 60% threshold, in which case there's no more social distancing. They have to get a second dose within 6 weeks from the first, or submit negative test results before they go to work on a weekly basis, or is it on a job basis? I don't even know. Every time you go into work, I'm not sure. They can increase the table capacity in restaurants from 6 to 12 patrons at a table. Great for big groups to come through. That's a good thing for the restaurants. And there will be no more approval for sporting events with fewer than 250 spectators. So if you have a small sports league, your kids are playing baseball or soccer, as you guys overseas call football, then you don't have to worry about that. You can just just have your sports leagues running. Now, nightclubs and day clubs are a big one, right? Nightclubs and day clubs are a big one. We want to know all about that, Stephen. Well, nightclubs and day clubs are able to run, but there's going to be no dancing, unfortunately. Yeah, until we get to 60%, that's the magic threshold number. So open nightclubs and day clubs to 80% capacity, but dancing remains closed until 60% vaccination rate is met. And this is the general thing that we're going towards. And it's just so complicated. And I don't understand. Businesses are going to have a hard time adhering to this. Hopefully that they have a primer and they can work within the state, because state confusion leads to people getting fines. Recall that when they opened up bar top restaurants, like the walk-up bars on Fremont Street, a lot of people thought that that meant that they opened the bars at the diners, for example. And some diners were fined out here because they said, well, wait, we thought that it was any kind of a walk-up scenario. And the state said no, and they had to further clarify. So we need clarification. I'm sure the state will work with everybody to make sure that everybody's on the same page, right? Because government's so good at doing that. If I had a cricket sound effect, it'd be going on right now. But as it stands, that's where we're at. 60% capacity, we get to 100% occupancy, and we have no more social distancing. And until that happens, we're looking at some pretty strict things, like making sure people have a COVID vaccine before they go to a sporting event. Am I really going to have to show you my papers in order to go to a Golden Knights game if they make a playoff run into the deep end of the year? I don't know, man. But the good news and the positive news out of all this is that, yes, we do have something going on in terms of progress. Progress is always good. It's better that they do this than absolutely nothing. It's better that they do this to protect the people and make sure that the people are vaccinated while big events can come in, so we won't have explosions into the hospitals if there's some kind of new crazy strain that comes out. And that's how I'm going to have to frame this and take away on this, because it has to remain positive, or else my brain's going to explode after the last, 15 months or so. But you tell me what you think in the comments below. You happy with the plan? You unhappy with the plan? And that's my video today, and I'm sticking to it. And once again, my name is Steve, and I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for future notifications. Check us out on Facebook, the Not Leaving Las Vegas group, vegasfacemask.com. Look at that. I was wearing it the whole time. You couldn't even tell. And maybe those Golden Knights will make a deep playoff run. You never do know. Go Knights, go. And this is the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready, Freddie? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and click.